Hi everyone, this is Mohit and welcome back to Ingenious TechHub channel. So in this session, we will discuss what is response specification. Response specification is an interface. Technically, it is an interface comes handy in situation where a similar set of assertion need to be done for several REST requests. It achieves this by grooming common assertion into the response spec builder instance and using this instance for validation in multiple tests. So why we use this response specification, right? So I can give you, like we having the 100 test cases and you have to validate a status code, right? So a status code is common for all 100 test cases, right? But if you will not use response specification, then what will happen? You have to write the same code in 100 test cases, right? So what will happen? It will have a code duplicate duplicity, right? So because of this, we use response specification and okay. So and we use response spec builder. So we'll say by using the response specification how to implement response spec builder. In response spec builder we having the more method for that. So that's why we are using this. One second, guys. Okay. So here the question is why we use response specification. In response validation, many common validations are there like response status code, content type, right? Suppose you have to validate, sorry, 100 test cases, then same code you have to write in 100 test cases in this, code duplicity. To avoid this problem, we use response specification. We can provide the common validation using response specification. So let's see how we can implement this. So so here you can see response specification is your interface. So first we will define this and you can see we'll try to implement in our code. Okay, so one second. Okay, so you can see here I have defined this response specification. So this is the, I think, 33 session for API series. In API we have discussed Postman, how to validate, manual, all the thing like post, put and all. And same thing we are trying to implement by using the REST assured. We are trying to automate that. So if you are watching this video in the middle, definitely you won't able to understand. If you are a beginner in REST assured or API testing, please watch my previous video. Then definitely, all the session you will understand properly, right? So here I have defined, you know, response specification. Sorry, response specification. One more thing, guys, I will give you this code in the description. Sometime what will happen, we are like we miss this, import like this packages. You are not importing the proper package. Even I face the same issue, right? So you have to import the proper package. If you will not import the proper package, then what will happen? No, you won't we get the suggestion or you will get the error. So what I can do, I will post this code in the description. So what will happen, you can, if you are facing any issue while doing the practice, so you can just take the help from this code. Okay, and you can see where you have done the mistake. Even I am doing the same thing, right? So here we have a response specification. In the previous session I have these logs are not added. So I have added one more method here, log method, and we have a request specification. Okay, so if you will just you can see response specification will return this static, interface, right? So here this is the previous code, guide. So please visit my previous session so you will understand more. So here we will try to implement our response specification. Okay, so we can see response So I'll copy from here only, okay? Because if you will add wrong package, then it won't be work. Then we have a rest assured, rest assured, and we have a method called expect. Okay, so you have to call this expect method. Rest assured or expect. You can just overview. You can see why we use this expect method. Start building the response part of the test assured. Right? You can see. So if you want to implement a REST, response, a specification. So here you can say start building the response, the part of I, right? So here inside this, we having the multiple method. Like if you want to validate your status code, so let me status code 200, right? Then I have to validate content type, right? So we have a sorry content type. Okay, if you will not implement response specification, then same thing you have to implement or same code you have to implement for the every test cases. Okay, if you have seen in my previous session, like I was doing the same thing, right? But when I will use this, then refactor this code, right? So here content type, so content type is JSON. Okay, so this is the common. Now just I will write some simple code. So this test cases I have already made this, so I will use get. So get, and we will pass here workspaces. So let me, I'll copy something from here. Okay, okay, it's not there. Okay, I'll copy from here. Okay, so workspaces. So we are trying to automate Postman API. I told you, right? If you are new in the channel, please visit my previous video, otherwise you are not able to understand the session. Then get, we will use then we will use a spec method, a spec method, and here we will pass the response. Okay, so this will do the common validation, whatever you have tried to validate in the response, response specification. Then we will have a log dot all. Okay, that's all. I'm trying to execute this. Yeah, see, I have executed and you can see it is working as per expected. So here it is displaying all the workspaces which is available. So you could see here, if we will go in the manual in the Postman. So this is our workspaces we have. The same thing here displaying when you're trying to get this all this data, okay, by using the here we are getting 200 and all the information, content type, transfer coding, like this, all this, some dummy data are also there. So we are getting this. So that's all in this session, guys. So just we have explore here response specification, and thank you so much for watching my channel, and please share and subscribe my channel and press bell icon to get new video notification. Thank you. See you in the next video.